Elon Musk crashes. I'd say that's the title for today's show. I believe that this week Elon Musk finally crashed. And only part of why he crashed was his rocket company SpaceX crashing. Another big part of why Elon Musk crashed this week was when he had a little meeting finally behind closed doors with the cabinet members and Mr. President Jesus Christ, God Almighty, Donald Trump. And then he, had to face the music, so to speak. And those people, the cabinet members, they think they're big stuff too. They had a lot of pent up, I bet, after the last open cabinet meeting, where, Trump let Musk just stand up there and totally lecture the cabinet members in front of national television. And he just let Musk bully them, that time before. And boy, were they ticked off about that. I knew then. I thought, oh my God, they are so mad. And I could see Marco Rubio thinking, what the hell I'm going to say to Musk and Trump when I don't have to do it in front of the TV cameras. I knew. And so apparently the New York Times has reported today that, yes, indeed, when they finally had a private cabinet meeting and Musk and Rubio were sitting apparently across a big table diagonally, as the New York Times says, diagonally. And Musk was trying to bully him from that position. And apparently Rubio let him have it all the way. And that's nice. And I'm sure all the cabinet members are taking some comfort, and that they all know, because they all know the basic truth of the situation, which is that I don't care why I was appointed. If you thought I was going to do this or that, Mr. President Trump, and you want me to support you, yes, I am. But the fact is that I take my job seriously. And I know that you have to learn how this operation works before you decide what is good and what is bad, what should be cut and what should be kept, and what should be maybe amplified, what should be made smaller. You can do make so many different decisions when you're running any kind of business, but especially some major department of the United States government, especially certain ones, and like Secretary of State or the Department of the Defense Department head Seth, if that's how you pronounce his name. That anyway, they had that pent up, and they let him have it. And apparently, as the New York Times reports it, he's been put in his place, and Mr. Trump has told him and them that from now on, they are the ones in charge of who makes cuts in their departments. And if they don't do anything, well, then Elon will do it, throws him a little bone there. But anyway, so he got shut down there. But this is why Elon Musk is going down, because his rockets are going down. I mean, this is a perfect addition to him having that terrible meeting. I mean, three of his last four SpaceX rockets have crashed. One part of the other. There are two parts. The one, the booster that he tries to land, and then the main rocket that's taking people, stuff, things, satellites, human beings into space, supposedly, on his mega rocket. Well, that just keeps crashing. That's crashed 2 times in a row now. What would have had astronauts and incredibly expensive satellites as payload, that crashed the last 2 times he tried it. And in addition to that, it crashed over areas where there's public civil airlines flying. There's, people are traveling on airliners, and they had to stop flights both times when these last 2 rockets went. And this one yesterday, you can look it up in the news right now. It was going over Orlando, and there are people in airplanes flying over a commercial aircraft, videotaping like, holy shit, there's all that crap coming down. It's a freaking gigantic rocket. It's the biggest rocket in the history of the world. The booster is. And so anyway, it's carrying a huge payload up there, and that payload is just raining down on them, and they had to shut everything down for commercial air traffic. And I don't know. I just think these things are coming up. It's like, well, he's supposedly the head of the Department of Government Efficiency. And look what he's doing. He's crashing rockets. Like I said, not just those two, it's 3 of his last 4 have crashed. And Tesla stock is going through the floor. And what DOGE is doing, they have cut so many people that they had to immediately say a week later, please come back, please come back. We didn't know that things were going to fall apart. If we fired you, we didn't know. Well, why did you not know before you fired me? Well, we didn't, I don't know. I guess we didn't study it or check or find out anything about how your department worked at all. I guess we just picked you out and fired you. Will you please come back? They're having to do that over and over and over again. And it's not so, and they did it with the Ebola virus being studied. They've done it at the CDC. And Musk tries to say, well, we'll stand, we make mistake, and then we will correct it. Oh, wow. Jesus, did you invent that? You make a mistake and then you correct it? Well, you're not supposed to just give yourself free range to make all the freaking mistakes in the world and just like, I'll destroy everything. I'll pick up what lives through it. Yeah, it's like, that's what Musk's attitude towards the Department of Government Efficiency, making things right in the government. His attitude is that old saying about God says, just kill them all and let God sort them out. Like it's okay to just kill everybody because God will pick up the ones that get to go to heaven. I mean, that is Musk's governmental philosophy. And he has no experience in government, no experience in management, except the companies that he's managed, he hasn't managed well. He's good at the engineering side of things, but Twitter, ex-Twitter, is worth just a small fraction of what it used to be in terms of just total value, advertising revenue, etc. And the quality of ex-Twitter is horrific. Oh my God, it's just gone to where it's just nothing but trash. You have to wade through just garbage of just bullshit, fake, scam tweets that go out. It's pitiful. So he's just failed at everything in terms of social governing management style. He's just a good engineer. And now that he's taken his mind off of SpaceX, it's crashing and falling to hell. And Tesla, like I said, value is crashing through the floor. Meanwhile, what he's chosen to do now with himself, and Mr. Trump has allowed it, is to run the government, and that's crashing to hell. He's messing that up too. He's the last person that should be in charge of the Department of Government Efficiency. Elon Musk is the classic, stereotypical mad scientist. The person that can just do the math and the science, the hardest stuff that we can't even do, he can do. He can just really do it. So you tend to think he's smart or something like that, but that he has no common sense. The stereotypical mad scientist, where's his socks? Where's his shoes? He lost his wallet. He does this. He says, you do this, you do this. He's just a madman. He can't order at a restaurant. But he can, potentially do some great stuff with rockets. And I invite him to please pay attention to that and go back to doing great stuff with rockets. And Mr. Musk, please get the living H double nuts out of our government, and please have nothing to do with it ever again. Thank you.